In this video, I'm going to be sharing 3 easy techniques that you can add to your training to help improve your punch power. This is driven by scientific evidence that we've used at Boxing Science to train British, European, and world champions. And these 3 techniques are really easy to use. Number 1 is adding loaded jumps. So loaded jumps are where you're using an external load whilst doing a counter movement jump. This can be used with dumbbells, medicine ball, or we like to use the trap bar counter movement jump. We found in our research that the higher you can jump, the harder that you can punch. And there's actually a correlation between 3% improved jump height equals a 1% improvement in the landmine punch throw assessment. This means on a Boxing Science training program, you can improve your jump height by 10%, guarantees you an improvement in your punch power by 3%. And then there's a lot more that kind of constitutes to a punch, including upper body strength and rotational strength as well. But by improving your jump height, you can guarantee improvement in your punching power. What can you do with this? You can do loaded jumps with dumbbells. You'll be wanting to work between 10 and 17 kilograms in each hand and looking to try and do 3 to 5 reps, 3 to 5 sets. You can also do the trap bar counter movement jump. You're wanting to be working around about 80% of your body weight on this, working between 3 and 5 reps. If you're quite new to strength and conditioning, you want to build up them foundations first by doing deadlift variations to help get stronger before you start using trap bar counter movement jump. If you're new to strength and conditioning, start building up them foundations of plyometrics by doing counter movement jumps, box jumps, and then start using loaded counter movement jumps. A quick interruption to tell you about our brand new course from Boxing Science. This is the ultimate coaching for combat sports online. This is a course that we've delivered all over the world. Now you can access this online. We have online webinars, practical demonstrations, and a whole load more. So if you're wanting to find out our training secrets at Boxing Science, check out the link in the description. You can also get 20% off using this discount code. Tip number 2 is to improve rotational strength. In a recent in-house case study at Boxing Science, where we tested over 30 boxers, we found a 60 to 80% transfer of rotational strength to performance on a landmine punch throw. And this is done with the isometric pull-off press, where we're getting feedback from an isometric pull-off press in terms of force being developed, using this with kilos here, using either a dynamometer, or we can use a luggage crane. And with this maximum force that's produced on this, we've found a 60 to 80% transfer to peak velocity on a landmine punch throw. And this all makes sense in terms of rotational power. You look at knockouts in boxing, full rotation of that torso and a follow through as well. What we want to do is try and improve rotational power, but we've found that improving that strength and stability first, fundamental to then being stable and being powerful under high velocities. Develop that rotational peak strength can provide the foundations into rotational power and then can transfer into your hand speed and into your punching power. So what can we do to help improve that maximum rotational strength? We can do the test itself, doing isometric pull-off press, doing it on the cables. We can do isometric pull-off press with a partner, doing it in a kneeling position. We can do it up against the wall. We can do it with a varied load in terms of like a partner working against the hand, creating that stability. We can do a reactive complex with a broomstick and a band just to create them strong foundations. And then just doing some heavy loaded pull-off press work. So using the cables to press out heavy, instead of like doing normal pull-off presses with the band, this can build up them foundations. But if you're a keen follower of Boxing Science, you're probably using these already. What you want to do is trying to overload this with force and intensity. So using the cables and using some fast pull-off presses, some heavy loaded pull-off presses can really look to increase rotational strength. Adding 2 exercises of rotational strength per workout is guaranteed to help improve your punch power. Tip number 3 is to use punch-specific exercises. Punch-specific exercises are going to be challenging that rate of force development through the kinetic chain. So kinetic chain sequencing is transferring that force from the lower body all in sync through to the fist. So we're working from the foot, the lower body, the torso and hip rotation through to the punching arm. And it's important that we're transferring this force effectively to then transfer towards the sport. This is the icing on top of the cake in terms of our programming. We develop our strength, our speed, our power through very generic exercises like we've just shown in tip number 1 and 2, working on loaded jumps and rotational force and power. We're now looking to transfer that into sport-specific action. And we've got a range of different variations that we use at Boxing Science. We use our isometric holds where we're using the wall, either doing it on a med ball, doing it on a punch dynamometer or weighing scale to give our athletes feedback. And this is encouraging full body tension through that punch specific action. We can also use a partner hold. So I'd like to do this, especially in fight week, going through the 6 different types of punches, going into jab, right hand, lead hook, rear hook, going into the uppercut variations as well. And this is increasing that tension and that snap and that end range of motion. We've then got our landmine punches, challenging more power and strength speed, going through the punch specific action during heavy loads. So we've got our heavy landmine punches, we've got our band resisted landmine punches. We can go really heavy with this and go through a half range of motion. And then we've got a lighter band where we're going through that full range of motion. We then look to work on that kinetic chain sequencing a bit more. We can do a little back step into it, or we can do a pre-rotation going into the landmine punch. And then we can go a little bit further down that force velocity curve, working on higher speeds on the landmine, transferring that into a landmine punch throw where we're actually releasing it at the end range of motion. And then we can go more towards speed, strength and speed adaptations with our medicine ball punch throw variations. We've got a standard one where we just make sure we're dipping the legs and twisting our lower body, our hips, our torso all the way through the action. And then we've got different variations. We can use a back step for effective counter punching, working through that back foot, driving through. We've got assisting momentum where we're literally driving in, stepping forward and having to really drive through that action while stepping forward. This is challenging that forward momentum and that positioning as you throw the punch. What it is doing is making you go over that front foot. So what we like to do is try and get our boxers to control that and stay in that midline. We also like to add a lead hook in there to make sure that they're controlling that forward momentum going into them lateral shuffles. We've also got really high force, high speed one where we're doing the med ball baseball throw, where we're literally standing on one leg and then driving through the action. In terms of our programming of punch-specific exercises, we use these 3 variations, working on the snap, the strength, and the speed of the punch during different phases of the training camp and also towards different types of athlete. So if somebody needs to work on their strength, if they need to work on their speed, we work on different types of exercises. And you can find out more about this in our brand new course, our Ultimate Coaching for Combat Sports online workshops. This is the most popular strength and conditioning workshop in boxing and combat sports, where we break down the boxing science training methods that's used with world champions. This has been delivered in multiple locations around the world. Now you can get access with just a click of the button. This is brand new, it's insightful, and it's going to take your coaching and your knowledge of sports science in boxing and combat sports to the next level. Up-to-date research and training techniques presented in online webinars, practical demonstrations, and a 100-page ebook jam-packed full of information and our boxing science training secrets. If you're interested in this, go and check out the link in the description, and you can also get 20% discount using this discount code Ultimate Coach 20. You can get access to this course at a much cheaper price. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content, including workouts, breakdowns of the training champions, and also your Q&A sessions. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you on the next video at Boxing Science.